Can you tell me one of your favorite, it's my favorite story, the Honor Among Thieves story. It's a classic neighborhood story. Will you share that with me?
The Honor Among Thieves situation. If that was me and Paulie. Paulie, and there's no honor among thieves. I tease him about it sometimes to this day, about his no honor among thieves. I think he's got the whole thing fucked up. I don't even know that there was a saying like that, but that was his whole thing that night. So here goes. Here's the story. So me and Paulie, we lay on this place for a while, maybe a week or so. We heard we got a scoop from somebody used to be an employee there that they had a lot of electronic equipment, computers, stuff like this. So we laid on this place for about a week. Finally, it was the time for hitting this joint. So we're outside in our car, getting our tools and whatnot together. It's late at night, it's dark. And all of a sudden, Paulie says, "Hey, I see flashlights bouncing around in there." And I'm thinking, that's kind of not so smart, because if we can see it outside through the windows, you're advertising that you're robbing this place. So already we know something's not right. And Paulie's getting, a little anxious, and I don't want to get into a jam or into some kind of situation where maybe they were waiting for us. Maybe they seen us, lay on this place. I don't know. So I says, just hang back for a minute. We'll just keep our eyes out. Well, eventually these flashlights made their way. You could see they were making their way to the door. And, out pops these two guys. And now they're carrying stuff. And now I didn't pay that much attention, which is kind of stupid, too. I wasn't paying a lot of attention to the surroundings after, I was just kind of concentrating on the warehouse. And I see they're putting boxes and stuff in the back of their van. It's parked in an alley next to this like office building type thing between the warehouse and the office type building. They had a van parked in the alley. So now Paulie's getting upset. So Paulie being Paulie, he starts trottling over to these guys, and I got no choice. I got to follow along because in case there's something happens. So here's Paulie, trying to. He says, this is our score. We've been laying on this for a week and a half, and the other guys are kind of just ignoring him, like, hey, it's not our problem. And Paulie's going into the spiel about honor among thieves and all that kind of bullshit. And finally I told Paul, I said, between their flashlights and all this commotion, and we're dicking around here, let's get out of here before we all get pinched. It's only a matter of time now. And so Paulie finally and reluctantly agrees, okay, we're going to go. He's still harping on these guys and, telling them what pieces of shit. And I recognize one of these guys. One of them, I'm pretty sure one of them's, or both of them maybe, are local to, they're one of those toothless hillbilly fucks from Canaryville. So I told Paulie, come on, let's go. Better luck next time. There's always going to be, other scores. It's not that big a deal. Look, they only got a few boxes. They're already, there wasn't that much in there, blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to calm him down because he's getting upset and he's still upset. So I said, we're going to go back to the neighborhood. We'll stop by the Redwood. We'll have a few beers and just call it a day. And, the whole ride back to the neighborhood, Paulie's like, how do you like that? I mean, how do you like that? There's just no honor amongst thieves anymore. You can't even rob a place without having competition from some guys that don't even belong there. I told him about Paulie, we didn't belong there either. But Paulie, figures he belongs there because we went through all the trouble of, laying on this joint for so long. But that was the story of the no honor amongst thieves. And Paulie eventually got over it. I mean, we had other scores, of course, and that was just how it goes. But when times are tough, there's no we're not like McDonald's. There's no territory protection. You just go where you think there's going to be a good score, and those guys beat us to it. What are you supposed to say? Oh, that's it.